You see us coming and you all together but for cover. We'll take it over this town.
Currently that background is kind of like inspired as like a memorial, you know, I don't want to give away too much of the story.
Yeah.
But you know, there is certainly a there are some who are vested interest in bringing
Atlantis
Superman
can't be my
back
enemy.
to power, have an incentive to do that, and so some of them were involved in some of the construction of some of the arenas, and so we have a lot of that will be explained when the story comes in. But yeah, some are vilifying Superman, and some are kind of
making him a hero.
Exactly.
Interesting. So there's two perceptions about what Superman did.
Exactly. There's certainly a divide there.
Okay. Level transitions are back. The one on this stage is on the far right.
Oh yeah. This is great. We're you actually knocked your opponent outside.
And how are you changing these in any way? They're just kind of there as.
Well, they're shorter first of all, and so you see quickly the action starts up again. But we do have the you know, the different kind of palette of options, you know, and objects in the background you can fight with. That's always been kind of like a signature thing with Injustice is the arena. We always describe it as like the third character. It's like, you know, a considerable involvement in the in how you play the game.
In the first Injustice, I would constantly pick Aquaman stage because it didn't have stage transitions. I know you can turn them off.
Yes.
But are there levels like that in Injustice 2?
Yes, we are going to have some that are single arena, and this is that Aquaman one we were talking about.
That looks like a nasty fish fight.
Yeah.
One thing we actually didn't cover off on, wagers are back. You brought them back. There's definitely some facial animation going on.
I will not be
Tell me
your
about
ally.
that.
Well, you know, like one of the things that again we're trying to really do with Injustice 2 is have the players interact and acknowledge each other as much as possible. So, you know, the Clash really gets them a chance to talk. The intros that we were seeing have them talk. You know, there's so much lore with these characters, so much like you know, some of their conversations make reference to some of the famous, you know, DC comics that have come out over the years. So there's great nods to that, and so that's always exciting when you hear something. It's like, oh, I remember that from, you know, Flashpoint or something like that. So
Yeah. This stage, is this a reference to a comic, or because our comics editor thought it was a reference to one of the Infinite Crisis stages?
This is really part of the continuation of our story. It involves a rebuilding of Metropolis, you know, and so that's again part of the story of you know, who is the on the side of wanting Superman to, you know, to his regime to be happening again versus, you know, Batman's side.
Batman got some new gear here. Could we? There just has to be like stats off, cosmetic only.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly, and the you know, we really want you to strive to get those stats as high as you can, as far as like, you know, playing against other people's characters.
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, if you go to a tournament, you're not bringing all your characters with you, and so you want some base level that will be the tournament setting.
Definitely. So now they're geared out. How is this going to change the play style?
Well, each character has a number of parts on their costume that they can change. It's actually different for each character, and so the original version of your character has certain stats, and then each one of those is upgraded with those with the gear pieces that they have. I haven't memorized each one of those that they does. There's literally thousands of them, and there's a certain amount.
Yeah, like our eye lasers were purple there.
Exactly. That's one of the some of the visuals. Some of them are aesthetics too. Like one the different color eye lasers. Some are aesthetics and statistics.
If we could, really quick, let's see that stage transition for the Metropolis one. I'm kind of cueing the guys in the background playing the game like, hey, do that stage transition on the other side. So aesthetically, Batman changes, but you can also unlock certain moves.
Yes.
What kind of moves can you unlock?
Well, you know, like when you have the game, you start off with the Batman, you're going to have a super number of moves. You know, you throw a batarang, throw it at an angle, use their grappling hook. there is a triple triple battering throw that you can unlock, and you know those moves become part of your arsenal of characters while you're wearing that, while you're leveled up to that point, and then also you can start enhancing those moves with certain gear, or like actually up its damage or something like that, and constantly, you know, just kind of leveling up your character.
Yeah, so like when you fight Batman, you're really not going to know what you're going to get going in. There's a base set,
Yes,
but it's going to be really tricky.
yeah, and it's going to be, to me, it's going to be one of the most exciting things is going online and seeing all these different, this almost infinite number of Batmans that you're going to be fighting, Aquamans, and so you really don't know what you're going to get. It is at its core, it's Batman. It's not like, you know, Batman's going to suddenly get heat vision like Superman does or something. It will be fundamentally Batman, but we're trying to give the players as many access to as many variables as possible to mold the character.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask that you have thousands of pieces of gear that you can get. Is this setting the game up to do a microtransaction system?
Well, it's absolutely not setting the game up to do it. You know, we haven't decided what we're going to do for the people who don't want to spend. You know, this feature, if I would describe it, I would say it's something that we would like to see lasting, you know, months. You know, many months, and the process of playing it up. Some players may not want to actually.
Oh no! I mean, a lot of what we do is kind of, you know, we draw inspiration from the comics and the movies, and the animated shows is a really big one too. But you know, pretty much the development of our stuff is independent of the movies and all that.
Yeah. And it must be fun, I guess, second time around is probably a bit more trust there as well. They've seen what you've done. Like previously it was like, okay, these crazy Mortal Kombat devs are going to take our DC characters and make them rip each other's throats out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, when we were pitching the first game, you know, one of the things I would always say is like, you know, we have no intention of tearing Batman's head off. We have no intention of doing anything, you know, Mortal Kombat like. This, you know, our studio is filled with, you know, superhero fans, and you know, so we just love this kind of stuff. With some of the moves we come up with are drawn on inspiration on something we might have seen in the animated series or something like that, and so we love these kind of nods to the stuff. Anybody who's a fan of these characters, you're really going to see how much we love the characters too.
Peter, I know you're a massive Mortal Kombat fan as well. 8 out of 10 on GameSpot. We gave Mortal Kombat X.
We did, yes.
Last year.
Yeah, and actually, I'm very curious. I understand the different series, obviously, but what did developing Mortal Kombat X, and then the reception that followed, how did that inform your approach to Injustice 2, if at all? I have to imagine there's some sort of
after every game, you know, we can kind of take a step back and kind of, you know, ask ourselves, you know, what resonated with people, what could we have done better, and we always kind of accumulate that stuff and put it into it. You know, one of the things that we've always wanted to do, you know, as a studio, what we're always kind of moving towards is allowing the player to have more control over their character. And so, you know, with Mortal Kombat X, we were like, okay, we're going to make 3 versions of these characters.
Right.
You get to choose which one you like. You know, they have differences that in terms of their style of gameplay, letting them select it. Now we're kind of like taking the next step of saying, okay, you know, these variables that we're messing with, we're going to give you access to these variables and let you change things around. And then that kind of inspired like the leveling things up. And so this is really like a overall big picture direction that we're going with fighting games. We really feel like, you know, the more customization and things that players feel like they're involved in growing of these characters, the more, you know, it's just a more fun experience.
Does the gear system purely work within the limits of the game, or is there a microtransactions element to that as well?
No, well, we haven't. Honestly, we're really just getting the whole system up and ready. But we haven't really had any discussions about like microtransactions and whatnot. I think, you know,
I'm not Clark's enemy.
Still fighting a girl, hero?
You're no ordinary girl.